I know we've got some pretty important business to attend to tonight, but before we get into any of that, old Kev needs to speak from the heart. As I record this on Monday night, it is 8:30 on Monday night. It's almost to the minute a year since I, on a whim, decided to start a YouTube channel. Still a couple of days before I put the first video out, but the channel started about this time a year ago today. Since then, over 6,000 of you have deemed it worthy of a subscription. We've had over 750,000 views. It totals over 7 million minutes of watch time, and I did run the numbers because you know I love to run the numbers. It works out at over 13 and a half years of people watching videos on this channel in less than a year. It's mad. I know the FM17 beta is almost certainly out now. We've just had the announcement that it's out on the Tuesday. It may well be out now. Check back on this channel later on this evening. I'm trying to get my first FM17 video out 9 o'clock tonight. But before we get into any of that, we've got a Champions League to win. We've got to finish this one off. And I just wanted to thank you all for what's been a fantastic year. When I started all this off, I never in a million years dreamt that we'd be anywhere near the subscriber levels, the view levels, the popularity. It has been ridiculous. It's all thanks to you. Like, I genuinely am properly grateful. Anyone who's been aware of me on the internet for any period of time will know that this is probably the fifth harebrained scheme I've had over the years. I've tried podcasting, writing books, blogging. I've tried YouTube before. Nothing has ever come close to the success of this channel. And it's you guys that I've got to thank to it. So thank you very much for a fantastic Football Manager 16. Hopefully Football Manager 17 will be even better, with even more people discovering the channel and getting involved. I've made some fantastic friends in the last year. I talk daily about this game that I've played daily for the last 20 years, and it's been brilliant. And there's no more fitting way to say goodbye to Football Manager 16 than to toast it with a good old can of Coca-Cola Zero Sugar. So here's to FM16. I hope you've enjoyed it as much as I have, and I'll see you on the other side. Hello and welcome to part 50 of the Milan mission, the final episode, the Cup Finals. I'm Kev, and we've got the Italian Cup Final against Sassuolo, and we've got the Champions League Final against Manchester United. It could all end spectacularly. It could all end horrifically. I really hope it ends well. This is, in all well, it is. It's going to be the last time I ever play Football Manager 16. There'll be a couple more videos from this game later on in the week once I've got had my fill of early beta goodness on FM17. We'll do a 5 years into the future. I'll do my team of the game and all that stuff. But these are the last two games I'll play on this game that I've put over 700 hours in over the last year. It's been lots of fun, but it all counts for nothing if we don't win today. So we're against Sassuolo. We're 10 days before the Champions League final, so we're rotating a little bit, but we don't need to go nuts with it. And this is the team that we're playing. We've got everyone's favourite £35 million goalkeeper, Jack Butland, in goal. The back four is a little bit mix and match. We're struggling a little bit in defence, particularly at left back. George is still injured. Lazar is suspended. Little Gomez is injured. De Chilio is shattered, and I don't really want to risk him with the Champions League final coming up. So Romagnoli, I think for the first time, is going to be playing at left back for us, with Emre Can and Bazoa, our midfielders, playing at centre back, and our captain Makey at right back. We've then got a midfield of Mauri and Danilo, possibly Danilo's final game for the club. He's agreed a move to Borussia Dortmund already to try and get us through financial fair play. And then we've got Mr. Goals, Paulo Dybala up front, and behind him we have Luan, Rashford and Gabriel Barbosa. So we're giving Lamar and Guedes a little bit of a rest as well, along with Kurt Zouma, who is sat on the bench resting with De Chilio and Donnarumma. We have played in the Italian Cup final before, and it was a damp squib. We lost 1-0 against a load of trash that I don't even remember. We don't really want to repeat that. We want a winning end to FM16, a winning end to the Milan mission. And we want to warm ourselves up for the big one, for the Champions League final. We need to beat Sassuolo, and we want to beat them convincingly as well. So this is going to be the final time for sure that you see Marcus Rashford, because he's not eligible to play in the Champions League because we forgot to put him in the squad. Actually, no, we didn't forget. We put Benzema in instead. The big mistake of this season. But yeah, we've got 2 cups to win, so fingers crossed. An early goal would be nice. Luan puts it across the goal and Barbosa's there, and it goes out for a throw in. Makey with the throw. Maori picks it up and the attack continues. Danilo out to Makey. Let's have one of his... Oh, Danilo! And then Dybala puts in the rebound from another Danilo screamer. He started doing that a lot lately after we've agreed to sell him, which I wish he'd been doing it for the last 2 years. But he's discovered how to shoot lately. I mean, that was a back-heeled pass out to Makey, and it falls for him nicely again there. He absolutely cracks it. It's a good reflex save from their keeper, but Dybala's there to tuck it away. We're 1-0 up after 4 minutes. Let's all have an Italian Cup party. Here you go, more Coke Zero. Oh, I'm going to be high on E-numbers by the time this is done. While the game's going on, it wouldn't be right of me to not start advertising the new series, which if you follow me on Twitter, and you should, that was a excellent effort from Barbosa, by the way. You should follow me at Lollujo. Same name as on here. Easy to remember. You should follow me on Twitter. You should be part of the Facebook happening that we've got going on as well. But if you're in either of those places, you'll know that the FM17 beta save that we're going to be doing is with Liverpool. And I'm in the dark a little bit right now because we've just had the announcement that the beta is out on Tuesday. Obviously, this episode is out on Tuesday, but we don't know what time on Tuesday it's coming out. So it might be that we have the first episode of that out at 9 o'clock tonight. Basically, the rule I've set myself is if the game is available for me when I get home from work at about 5:30, I will install it straight away, play it, and try and get an episode out and edited. Dybala's made it 2-0 by 9 o'clock for your viewing enjoyment on the official launch day of the beta. If it's out a little bit later, realistically, it's probably going to be 4 p.m. on Wednesday because any later than 9 o'clock, people aren't going to see it, I guess. Let me know in the comments if I'm wrong. If it's ready at 10, half 10 on the Tuesday night, do you want it out then? I mean, I'm a teacher. I go to bed early. I don't know what time normal people go to bed. Could I put a video out that late and it not get lost in the mix? Let me know your thoughts on that. But it's going to be with Liverpool. I haven't done any research. I don't know anything about Liverpool. I know they're playing Man United right now. If the beta wasn't out, and I hadn't had to rush episode 49 out a day early, I wouldn't be recording this video now because I had planned to watch the Liverpool United game, but the things I do for you. So I know nothing about Liverpool. I assume they're good. They may have beaten Man United. They perhaps didn't. Who knows? In fact, I don't even know what the score is. You don't want live scores from yesterday anyway. But that's what we're doing. So we'll have a little plod around with that. In my mind, they're a similar club and a similar kind of situation to Milan when we turned up. I think before the main game comes out, I mean, we've got, 2.5 weeks? We should be able to get 2 seasons in. So what we're trying to achieve with Liverpool is 2 seasons enough time to win the league with them? Probably not. If anyone remembers my Spurs beta save from last year, where we managed, I think, 2 6th place finishes. That might be the best you get, who knows. But it'll be fun exploring the game together. And also watch this space for news of Non-League to Legend 2017. It is back. It will be back the day after the main game releases. And we're going to be starting with Gainsborough Trinity. So that's a thing that's going to be happening again. And just like with Non-League to Legend this year, we're going to try and run that through most of the way through to FM18. See, we're starting to talk about that now. We'll see how far we get. If we don't quite make it all that way, we don't quite make it all that way. We made it to, June, July time this year before the incident. But to be honest, I think it was quite nice slipping Milan in at the end. So we might just run maybe till the end of the season and then do something a little bit different over the summer again, like we've done this year. Again, thoughts are appreciated. Sassuolo, if you just... Benica Phobe, seen him play against Posh for Huddersfield. He can't be ruining the end of FM16 party. How is he playing at this level? I know he plays in the Premier League now, but he weren't any good in the playoff final for Huddersfield a few years back. They left out Jordan Rhodes to play him. We won 3-0 because of it. Guedes, what a finish. Hopefully that puts the icing on the cake. 15 minutes to go. We can't throw it away from here, surely. Have we got time for one last bottle job? Nah, we're saving it for the Champions League final, obviously. Oh, I'm giddy about FM17 coming out. I think the excitement will probably shift towards the Champions League final in a minute. But, I don't know that we've ever done a double suit episode before. When we were at Ipswich, did we ever have an FA Cup final at the same time as a Europa League final? That might have been a thing that happened at some point, but knowing me, I probably split them over 2 episodes, like I might well have done with this, if circumstances hadn't have forced me to get it all finished before the new game comes out and everyone forgets this one exists. Because you've got to know how the story ends. I think we're a European superpower again, but we're not really, unless we win the Champions League in a few minutes, are we? Everyone knows the rules. Why is Dybala taking corners? This is like Harry Kane at the Euros. We shouldn't have Dybala taking corners. Hopefully, I mean, we're not going to lose now, are we? We just don't want an injury at this point. We'll let them have the ball. They're not particularly threatening with it. And there you go. We've won the Italian Cup. That's another thing to tick off from our list of things we should have won with Milan. In fact, the only competition we've played in and haven't won is the Champions League. Goodness me, I'm still getting achievements. What is Cup Streak for? There you go. I've even had a Steam achievement the day before the new game comes out. Let's go and play the Champions League final. This is it then, folks. 50 episodes and it's all built up to this. We set out to make AC Milan European superpowers again. They've not won the Champions League for 13 years. 7 times winners previously. This is it. Are we going to get our first win? So it'll only be my second Champions League in FM16. We won it with Man City and then I retired immediately. I'm retiring immediately after this game no matter what. Can we make it 2 times for me? Can we make it 8 times for AC Milan? I've even had a sneaky look at the Hall of Fame and a win will put us into the Hall of Fame with some other bloke with the same name as me, which is weird. And this is the team that we're choosing to do it. So, for the final time in FM16 and the Milan mission, our starting 11. In goal, Donnarumma. A back 4 of Discilio, Romagnoli, Zuma and Makey. Mauri and Danilo in midfield. I just couldn't drop him. He's averaging 8 in his last 5 games. Dybala is up front and behind him we have Gonçalo Guedes, Lemar and Gabriel Barbosa. Left back aside, it's the strongest side we could possibly put out there. And part of me thinks I might have played Discilio anyway. He's been in fantastic form since returning to Milan after his 18-month spell at Liverpool. He's just been brilliant, and with him being a Milan youth player, that's the reason I'm bringing Donnarumma here as well. It's going to mean a lot to these players. We want them in the side. Mauri as well as another one. Romagnoli, they've all been around for a long time. I know those 2 weren't youth players here, but they've been here a long time. And, it means so much to everybody. Take a deep breath. Have a swig of Coca-Cola Zero Sugar. Let's go do this. Oh, the nerves. Oh, we're the favourites. Oh, God, we're the favourites. Kovacic isn't good enough. That's why he's not in the team. Why are we wearing our away kit? We're playing at Real Madrid's ground, by the way. That's your Man United team. They've mixed stuff up a bit, haven't they, over the years? The nerves. Right, I don't like the fact we're in our away kit, but who cares? We're going to go and stuff them anyway. Let's win 5-0. Oh, there you go, Zuma. Nice little header away to start things off. I'm really nervous about this. You'd think after 700 hours in the game I'd be comfortable with this kind of situation by now, but it's just happened so rarely for us to be in this kind of position. We've won the Europa League 3 times in FM16. Like I say, only the 1 Champions League win though. It's been the competition that has eluded us more than any others. And, goodness me, I'm nervous. Come on, lads. We've only had 1 shot so far. We're not really getting hold of the ball. We need to assert ourselves on the game. Right, Lemar, a chance to do exactly that, but wastes it. But it falls to Danilo. Danilo, probably the most questionable team selection. He was so far out of contention in the transfer window that we agreed to sell him. In fact, it must have been after the transfer window, or he'd have gone. It was probably February time. He hadn't played for us for like a year and a half. We brought in 2 central midfielders over the summer for like 100 million quid. Danilo was done, but he has forced his way back into this team because of all the rotation we've been doing, particularly in the league. He's scored some spectacular goals and been playing brilliantly. It would be poetic if he scored the winner in his final game for the club. Here he is, shooting opportunity, but finds Makey. Makey with a cross! And Gonçalo Guedes forces it for the corner. Lemar with said corner falls to Dybala, but he can't make anything of it. And United are now breaking on us and for some reason doubled back on themselves. Okay, it looks like it was a tackle. I'll allow it. Right, we are still not really in this game. We have had the 1 clear-cut chance, though, which I guess was the one that fell to Guedes. But it looks like we're going into half-time 0-0, which at least we're not losing, eh? Oh. Right, no need for anything silly at half-time. Just continue doing what we're doing and let's go and grab the winner. Dybala is in ridiculous form. He's scored more goals than anyone this year, surely, because he's scored all of his goals since the turn of the year. I thought we might have had a penalty there, but I think Guedes actually just lost the ball and it trickled out. We're getting a little bit more attacking now. This is good. Guedes finds De Chilio. He finds Dybala. He hits the crossbar. That's our second clear-cut chance. Tell me it's not going to be one of these games. We do not want to be victims of a mugging in our final game, our most important game of this save. But, it feels like there's a mugging in the offing. Lamar with the cross now. Zouma is in. Kurt Zouma, was he offside? He wasn't. Top quality stuff, apparently. It was a set piece. Who cares? A Lamar free kick. Romagnoli flicks it on. Zouma tucks it away. Let's watch it in 3D. Here we go. Look, Lamar crosses in. There's your flick on from Romagnoli. Zouma, to be honest, it's questionable whether he's onside, but it stands, and that's all that matters. And Kurt Zouma, we all questioned him a little bit when we signed him. Even I thought we probably overspent for him, but if that ends up being the winner, he was worth more than Dybala. Right. Barbosa to Danilo. Guedes now, what can he do? He finds Lamar. Lamar finds Dybala, and he can't quite get the shot away. Was that another clear-cut chance, or was the Zouma one clear-cut? Either way, we've had 3 clear-cut chances. They've not had any. It still feels like there could be a mugging in the offing here, but they obviously have to score twice in order to mug us, and they're in there, and Donnarumma makes a save. Told you he was good. All this time I knew he was good. Again, he was probably the other questionable team selection. I still don't think there's much between him and Jack Butland. And Jack Butland's my man that I spent £35 million on. So there's a very good argument for why we should have played Butland today. But Donnarumma's in because you lot would have crucified me if we'd have played Butland and lost. At least this way we've played what you consider to be our strongest team. Dybala, what's he doing? He's not having a good game. Is the pressure getting to him a little bit? He's obviously a former Man City player. But then he's a former Juventus player as well, and he's done all right for us. Dybala's in here, though. He must be able to hear me. He makes it 2-0. 35 goals. He was worth 200 million quid. I'm not having anyone say otherwise now. He's just got us a goal in the Champions League final. Look at, he's just destroyed the United backline with pace there. And what a finish. It's 2-0 with 20 minutes to go. Surely we cannot mess this up from here. Right, substitutions. Danilo, he was questionable before. He's coming off now. We're going to bring Bizarro on because I think he's brilliant. We're also going to take off Guedes, who's struggled to get into it really today, and he's already picked up a yellow card. He's still not long back from his injury. We'll give Luan a run out. Obviously, both Luan and Dybala have been man of the match in the last 2 Champions League finals just before we bought them. So, at the moment, Dybala's doing pretty well ratings-wise, although both our centre-backs are ahead of him with doing this Italian style. But Luan could still come on and do something special, get himself another Champions League man of the match. Lamar intercepts from Pogba brilliantly there, and Dybala's away again. It's only really Lamar supporting him, but he doesn't need the support because he's drawn a foul out of the United defender. Let's have a red card for him. Go on. Dirty foul. Well, a warning? Rubbish. Right, Lamar with another set piece though. Kurt Zouma's done it again! It's the Kurt Zouma Champions League final. This time Dybala, I think, gets the assist with the flick on, but it's another deadly free kick from Lamar. There's Dybala's flick on. This time, no doubt about it, Zouma is onside. He's got his second goal in the Champions League final. Kurt Zouma he's the man of the match. There's no other choice. He's been outstanding and he's scored 2 goals. We all love Kurt Zouma. Let's bring Emre Can on. You know that's what I do when we get to this point of the match. We need a defender in midfield. We bring one on. These are our centre-backs who played in the Italian Cup final, now playing in midfield for us. Oh, the flexibility and the talent in this squad. Let's have a fourth. Go on. Oh, we've won the Champions League, everybody. I think it's safe to call it now. There's 30 seconds to go and we're 3-0 up. We haven't even looked like losing. This has been superb. Zouma heads clear because he's an absolute hero. And look, he's just running around everywhere. Who cares? Ander Herrera's been sent off. Zouma, in the 91st minute when we're 3-0 up, just ran half the length of the pitch to collect the ball for a free kick and deserves his Man of the Match award. What a performance from him and the rest of his team. That's just brilliant. We have only won the blooming Champions League, everybody. We'll breathe for a moment and we'll have a little nose through the news reports, a little look at the squad, and then we retire. Tell you what, future Kev is going to hate me for the amount of times I've had to pause recording on this to sniff, because I've got a horrible cold. You can probably see that my nose is redder than my tie. And yeah, constant pause it so you can sniffle. Oh, future Kev, he hates me. I don't care, future Kev. I've just won the Champions League. Here you go, have another one now. Oh yeah, edit that one out. It was in the middle of a sentence. What are you going to do now? Exactly. Right, yeah, we don't care about the press nonsense. What we care about is, did I make it into the Hall of Fame? There you go. Rashford, happy to stay. I am one of the top English managers. There we go. We've made it into there. Let's have a look at the Hall of Fame. There's AC Milan vintage Kevin Chapman. There's Ipswich, Man City and whoever else. Boston. Vintage Chapman. We've not quite reached those heights, but he took 25 years to get there. We've done that in 5. That's just awesome. How did we do with... nation for Italy as well? Let's have a look at that. Oh, we didn't quite make it into the top 10 managers in Italy. Continental, obviously, I guess we've not made it there either if we didn't make it into Italy. But importantly, I'm calling it legend again. Non-league to I mean, it wasn't non-league exactly, but you know, there we go. We've made it that far. Is there any other news reports of note? I'm a wonder maker, apparently, according to Frank Rijkaard, making history. With an 8th Champions League win. The board are happy. They should be, because we've got to deal with this financial fair play nonsense now, although that 25 million quid might help. Although we're giving 13 million of it straight back out again. Yes, I played you perfectly, Mourinho. And that has been an acceptable season. We're still going to fail financial fair play, probably quite spectacularly, but I don't care. That's the next guy's problem. Does it even... How do we see how far we're going to fail it by? I don't think we can even look on there, can we? Where is it? I still don't know my way around this game. Confidence. And no, I don't understand the football. I mean, summary-wise, there you go. Club finances apparently brilliant. We're £100 million in the red. But they're happy. There you go. We've won the Champions League. We'll have a quick goodbye look at the squad. We'll do it by goal scorer. We all know who the man is. We paid £200 million for him. Paulo Dybala. If only we'd have played him up front all season long, imagine what a season he could have had. But 22 goals in 32 games, and probably only about 20 of those games he's played up front. He's 35 in 47 in all competitions. I'm calling him a good signing. Gabriel Barbosa weighed in with 18, Lamar with 13, Guedes 11, Luan 11. Lots of goals throughout this team. Average rating wise, they're all crazy high. Look at this: Lamar, Makey, George, Zuma, Lazar, who's going. He's off to West Ham. De Chilio and his return to the club. I mean, he deserves a special mention, because I completely wrote him off. I was done with him here. He went to Liverpool and was rubbish. But we needed homegrown players. We needed a backup left back. And he was cheap, so we brought him back. What a season he's had since returning. He's been first choice for a lot of that, and it's the best season he's ever had. So, you know, that worked out in the end, didn't it? I still can't say his stupid name. Dybala's there as well, Guedes. Danilo, he's on his way. He's turned into a good signing, 24 years old. Again, best season he's ever had, even though he only played half of it. He's off to Dortmund and will be an absolute hero there. We say bye-bye to Bertolacci as well. Bonaventura's going. Mauri's been brilliant all the way through. It's just a good side. How do we see what the game reckons our best 11 is? There we go. So that's apparently our best 11. Shows what the stupid game knows. That can't be right. I mean, what's all this? Niang and Bacca still in there. Bertolacci. We'll do a proper one in a few days' time. But for now, we need to go somewhere. There we go. We need to hit the retire button. Do you want to resign as manager of AC Milan and retire from football? Yes, I do. There you go. We are done. We have retired. And we're just going to switch it back onto the Hall of Fame. There he is. Look. Old Kevin Chapman. He did it twice. And that is that for Football Manager 16. As I said earlier in the episode, there's a a chance. I won't say good chance. There's a chance my first FM17 beta video will be out later on today. I'm aiming for 9 o'clock on Tuesday, but if the beta doesn't come out until 7:30, it'll be 4 o'clock on Wednesday, so keep your eyes peeled for that. Thank you massively for the support that you've given to the channel over the last year. It's been brilliant. Hopefully FM17 is going to be even better, but regardless, thank you. That's been an absolutely brilliant, fun year, and what a way to end it. I'm really chuffed with that. Tidying up loose ends with this series wise, there'll be a 5 years in the future in a few days. There'll be a best 11 of this series and of FM16 as a whole in a few days. It might even take up to a week for those videos to come out. There's no rush now. FM17 is out, but they'll appear sooner or later, and FIFA will be back soon as well. There's a story and you'll hear all about it at some point. But for the final time on FM16, if you've enjoyed that, make sure you pop a like on there for me. 200. It's got to be 200 for a Champions League win. We did exactly what we set out to do 50 episodes ago. Subscribe to the channel if you'd like to see more. And thank you very much for watching.